we don't need roads.
Kristen, I'm going to start with you. I've always been curious as to what it means to an actor when they hear that someone wrote a role with them in mind. Like, how does that affect how you read the script or play the part, knowing that this character in particular was created with you in sort of the vision?
I don't know. I feel like it's like kind of hard to believe. I always go like, really? Are you just saying that? You know what I mean?
Really did.
Well, apparently she really did, which is really like so genuinely crazy making and moving, because I love her movie so much, and I very rarely kind of instinctively feel super drawn to, like, I don't know, a person that made something that I love. Sometimes that can just be a personal thing, but I did feel like, man, I gotta know her. And then she kismetly reached out and said, well, I have a movie for you. And I was like, that's so weird, because I love you. So it worked out.
I know this like probably isn't the type of movie that we're going to see sequels for, but the minute it was over, I was like, oh, I could keep going. I'm all for if you want to do it. I would totally follow these characters to the end of the earth. This question is really for all of you. I want to talk about what it means to tell a story featuring gay characters, but not necessarily have the story be about the fact that they're gay. It is a really amazing sort of violent relationship story where the two characters just so happen to be gay. And I was wondering if you guys could talk about the importance of normalizing gay characters in stories without necessarily making the story about the fact that they're gay.
I mean, it's a very relevant question.
Yeah, that was kind of always the attitude going into it. I never wanted it to be a film like about the fact that these characters are queer and they've got other things going on in their life aside from issues of like coming out or homophobia and things which maybe we've seen explored in films a lot more. It's like they've got other shit to worry about.
Lots of
other shit other shit actually perfectly leads into my next question. So Kristen and Katy, you guys have really amazing scenes focused on your relationship, and there are also these really incredible scenes of violence and carnage. And I'm sort of curious, what's the difference into walking onto set or off set each of those 2 days? Is there a difference in how you approach the love days versus the bleeding days?
Was it like most of our
same.
love scenes were like the first few days?
Yeah,
of
I was
set?
early on.
So it was like, hey, nice to officially meet you again.
Yeah.
Let's
Put
do
my
this.
foot in your mouth.
Yeah, put my foot in your mouth.
Yeah, because we were sort of filming all the stuff in the apartment for the first week or so. So there's some bloody stuff that happens in there as well.
I was cleaning up all of the murder.
Yeah.
Most days would
Yeah.
be love and bleeding at the same time.
Yeah. Two sides of a very, of the same coin.
I'm always curious, like, obviously, without giving anything away, you're right. There are scenes, particularly in the apartment, that have a lot of blood, and their characters covered in blood. What is downtime like on a bloody day? Like, is it just normal everyday conversations with sometimes people covered in blood? Like, what is the strangest conversation you guys had with someone who maybe just so happened to be covered with blood?
I think probably like that, just that sort of making films in general, sort of you find yourself in incredibly weird scenarios and everyone's just kind of standing around drinking tea like, cool, so I guess if his jaw's been smashed off here, then what's where would his teeth be?
Do you want a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yeah, exactly. So we definitely had some days where Dave Franco's character particularly, like some unpleasant stuff happens to him, so he spent a lot of the day just lying on the floor, just covered in very sticky fake blood. But yeah, exactly. It's
I think dragging Anna around, who plays Daisy, was also a bloody and sort of fun, because I'm trying to be pretty precious with her. She's an alive person, a person who feels things. She's just wrapped in this like mucky carpet and being slung around an apartment, thrown into a truck. I was like, you all right?
I didn't realize how hard dragging a body in carpet was. It's
I'm not strong enough.
shockingly hard.
Oh yeah, the ending bit. You're
Yeah.
like, I can do that, and then it's
No, can't do it.
spoilers, lots of spoilers.
That's something I hope most people never figure out, how difficult it is to drag a body in carpet. But seriously, they're giving me the rap. I just want to thank you guys for making such an incredible film. Rose, really quick, Saint Maud is a masterpiece. And thank you for always being so great. And Kristen, you in particular, you and I, our first interview was for the first Twilight film, and we've done every film since then. And you've always been incredibly kind and cool to me. I just want to say thank you. So thank you for always being so great.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.